In this video, I'm going to teach you how to deal with situations where you need to modify or add some emergency resources to your project teams so that you can manage the workload properly. This video is part of our effort to deliver the best possible learning experience for Jira, Confluence, BigPicture, and other apps that we are covering on this channel to every user out there watching YouTube. If you want to support us in this effort, then please consider subscribing. And also, if you want to, you can reach out to us for paid services, which we do offer in those areas. And I can tell you that they are definitely worth their money. And now back to managing resources with BigPicture. What you're looking at here currently is the resources module in BigPicture. You can see it over here. And we have a list of 3 people that are a part of our small project team. Now I could probably use a bigger example of over here, but that's not really important right now. It doesn't matter what kind of a size of a team we have over here. What matters is that if you look at this screen, there are some fields highlighted with red, which usually means something is not exactly perfect over here. And we have this situation for 2 resources, Kaya and myself over here as well. So let's just ignore myself. Let's just say that, okay, I can deal with that stuff, but we have to fix Kaya's problem. And her problem is that she has a bunch of tasks assigned to her, and she's not able to do all of those tasks within the time period that they are assigned to. And let's also assume that these tasks are not movable for whatever reason. It doesn't really matter right now, but let's say that they cannot be moved. They have to be done over here because we have deadlines, right? And we have to keep to our deadlines. So the only reasonable thing that you can do over here is to add someone else to your project team. And what we found is that this is not obvious for many users how to really do that. And it's actually quite simple, but it's also an interesting functionality which not only allows you to add emergency resources, but also allows you to actually fluctuate the availability of those resources throughout the life of that project, which absolutely makes sense because if you have a project and the resources are assigned to project for 100% all the time, then it's absolutely easy, right? But it happens all the time that the resources come and go in projects, right? The business analyst, for example, will be needed more at the beginning of the project and less at the end of the project. The tester will also be needed at certain intervals, certain times in the project for maybe his or her full capacity, but in other parts of the project, he or she will not be needed at all, right? So you need to have a way to be able to fluctuate the availability of those resources. And that's exactly what the functionality I'm going to show you today will do for you. Before I show it to you, though, I want to also mention that this will be useful mostly for waterfall-based project or hybrid-based project when you're managing the resources in the way that this module is designed to do. If you're working strictly agile, for example, and you're managing resources as agile teams, there is also a way of doing that. I will not be showing it today, but it's also possible. If you want to learn how to do it, then just reach out to us and we will schedule a call and talk about it. And also I want to mention that, again, the piece that I'm going to show today is just a part of a bigger picture when it comes to managing resources with BigPicture, the tool that I'm showing. Therefore, there is a reason why we have a separate video covering all of the functionalities regarding the resources in our premium video training for BigPicture. So if you're interested in learning more about managing resources or using BigPicture altogether as a really amazing tool that it is, then I strongly encourage you to check out our training, check out our services for the implementation support and help, because this might really come in handy. And now let's take a look at how we can handle the situation that we have over here. We need to definitely save Kaya because I can't imagine that she will be working 12.5 hours per day. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch from resources to Teams module, because in the Teams module we have a team called Free Course Team, And if we switch to the members of the team, you will see that there is Yaro, there is Kaya, there is me over here. Now, what we need is we need another person that will be able to take over some of the things that are assigned to Kaya. Now, one thing I forgot to check is I need to check the dates, right? So from when to when is this person needed? So we need someone, let's assume that we want to assign these bunch of tasks, those 3, to a new person. So we will need someone from the 7th of December until the 27th of December. All right, from 7th to 27th, easy. So let's go to the resources. We will assign Colin Power. And we will say that we need Colin from the 7th of December, and we need his full availability for this project at this point in time. So let's add him, and let's go back to the resources and see what happened. Now, Colin has been added to our roster over here, and we can see that his availability is 0 at the very beginning of December, then it jumps to 8 or even 9 hours on Friday, and it continues basically all the way. So now what we can do is I can grab this task and I can say now, okay, this task is going to be done by Colin, this task is going to be done by Colin, this task is going to be done by Colin, and therefore now Kaya is not overloaded anymore, well, except for this part when apparently she's not available, so maybe she has an absence over here. But looking at the workload, we can see that the workload is not taking her full capacity, so it should be fine. She can do a little bit more work earlier or after her break. And at the same time, we have Colin over here, who is now also loaded with work, so to say. It shines red over here, but if you look at the numbers, his capacity is 8 hours, his workload is also 8 hours, so it's fine. This is actually the default setting of the box that I'm using over here. I don't really like it, and I still haven't changed it apparently over here, but it is changeable. If you want to see how, then just let us know, we will show you. But before I end with this, I also want to show you one more thing that is really cool. So what we did now is we assigned Colin, but the Colin is available from 7th, but until when? Well, we can see that after 27th, where we actually stopped needing him, he's still available to our project, right? So his availability is still 8 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours. And if I go to the next month, Colin will still be here available for, I switched the week. Colin will still be here available for the next period. So of course we need to cut off his availability for the team. And I'll show you how to do it as well, because this is exactly what you will need in the end. So if I go to members, click Colin over here, I will see his availability from the 7th of December until infinity. And what we want to do is we want to say that, okay, actually, we only need you until 27th. Actually, we will say from 28th, your availability to our project is now 0. You're unavailable. We don't need you anymore. Thank you very much, Colin. Hopefully you will do your job, because we have deadlines. So you need to perform. And when the time comes, you can move on to your other activities, other projects. And now we have a picture that we were exactly looking for. So he's not available before the 7th of December. Then he comes, he takes over the work from Kaya. He does an amazing job, completes everything on time. They always do, right? And then from 28th, he's no longer with us anymore. He moves on, right? So I've just added an emergency resource to my project so that he can help me cover the workload that has been very demanding in a certain period of time. And I just did that with a couple of clicks. So of course, in reality, it's a little bit more complicated, because the most difficult part is actually finding the resource, not adding it to the tool. But now, at least you know how to add it to the tool if you are able to find the right person for the job, which hopefully you will be. So this is it. Now you've learned how to add emergency resources using BigPicture, and I hope that this has been helpful. If it has been helpful, consider giving this video a like, consider subscribing to the channel, consider giving it a comment so that other users can find this piece of information easier. And also, if you want to learn more about BigPicture, an amazing tool that it is, you can also reach out to us All the links, all the important information are in the description of this video. So check this out, and hopefully you will have fun playing with this tool and everything else that Jira, Confluence, Atlassian in general have to offer. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be seeing you in the next video.